It's Rog, live from the magical kingdom of Houston, Texas, 99 days before soccer's coming home. It is incredible to be here with you tonight in this quite sumptuous Rice University Brockman Hall for Opera. Best Rice since Declan. Any Arsenal fans here tonight? Any Rice Owls fans? By the way, this is where we are in America. Arsenal, Rice Owls. Arsenal, massive. And we're here on this epic night, a mere 99 days before the Men's World Cup crashes onto these shores. Not only because I have 99 problems, but because it's a number synonymous with this city due to that quite charismatic, ferocious Man Mountain, who became a veritable institution on the field and off it because of his generosity for this city, Mr. JJ Watt. I gotta say, his journey from American sports icon to Premier League obsessive, first as a fan, then as a co-owner of a Premier League team, thrills me. That old, deep, historical Houston to Burnley connection. So there can be no better night to come here to tell a multi-dimensional story of your incredible city, this kingdom of Nolan Ryan fastballs and Mike Jones phone number. And that great Texan, Megan Thee Stallion, said about this city, this is the place where the whole swag comes from. Never has there been a person with less swag in the city than me, Houston. But this city's given you Destiny's Child, Patrick Swayze, and the greatest, Fabian Hurtzler. Proper Houston. By the way, that is some power trio. It's a city that never stops growing. So big that the space station uses a Houston area code. This place, honestly, driving around today, feels like you live in a whole universe, radiating out in circles from the city centre. Hard to tell where Houston ends and the rest of America begins. And I do think you like it that way. It's a testament to this city. Just how many kinds of people have managed to find home, find community, to build their best selves here. I think the late, great Anthony Bourdain said it best. He said, this is a city that proves there are still places in America where strangers are welcome. And by the way, the food here, oh my God, it's just a complete representation of that. A truly eclectic, see, look at that. That's me today. Let me shout out Blood Brothers in Bel Air. I have still got the meat sweats, and I got it bad. But everything's here. Cajun, Mexican, Texas barbecue, Vietnamese, Himalayan, the cross-pollinations. I mean, genuinely, this is a remix culture that I revere. And in 99 days' time, the entire planet will come here to come and know this city as much as I've fallen in love with it. World Cup will be here. $1.5 billion will wash into this city with a B. Shout out to the Houston Host Committee. You've done such a fantastic job. And I will say the world will be all the richer for it. That's what they're going to see. Because this is an incredible sporting culture here. From the Texas Mariachi to Hakeem Olajuwon's jersey statue. What a legend. My God, you got the largest rodeo in the world. I mean, it is a sporting culture and a history that is ecstatic, it's diverse, it's just like you. It extends to Houston being proper football, and by proper football, I don't just mean the NASL's Houston Stars. 4 claps. 20,000 used to pack the Astrodome to watch these every week. Your Houston Dynamo. for the mighty Houston Dash. But I obviously mean this place is home of objectively the greatest football owners of all time, the Freakins of Everton Football Club fame. God bless. By the way, keep buying the bloody Toyotas, Houston, yeah? If you buy enough, we'll be able to buy a striker. Begging you. These are just incredible football days to be living. They really are. Let's bask in all of this together. And I do want to thank, before we begin, our friends at the Bank of America, whose partnership has supported this live show. They make everything that we do possible. Their motto, and I do love it, is what would you like the power to do? It's honestly driving everything for us. I'd like the power to drop poetic lines about my hometown like Beyonce. This is how they made me. Houston, Texas, baby. We've got a magical show for you tonight, so let's dive in. I'm going to bring my first guest on stage in just 1 second. But first, I don't know if you've heard, I wrote a bloody book. And after this show, I'm going to dive back as soon as it's over. There's an incredible indie bookstore that I do love here, Blue Willow Bookshop. I'm incredibly moved. They're also proper football fans, proper Liverpool fans, sadly. God bless. They're the only Liverpool fans I've met who actually can read, which is genuinely, I mean, befuddling. Support your indie bookstores. Everybody that buys a book from Blue Willow, I will come back and I will sign it. It's a book that ultimately, a bit like tonight, is about memory. Tells you all you need to know for this World Cup ahead. Brazilian football, its soul, our aspirations as American fans, the glorious self-sabotaging DNA of English people, and the thrilling tale of the inexorable rise of football in America, which is the thing that binds us, and it's what we're going to dive into tonight. Let's bring in our first guest. Are you ready, Houston? Let's dive into what makes this city unique. First guest, honestly, a remarkable human being, the kind of inspiring human being that Elton John and David Bowie both wrote their greatest songs about. He's a real bloody life NASA astronaut. We couldn't come to Houston, your place that's revered as Space City, and not understand his journey, because I think in understanding it, we'll learn a lot about this unique and remarkable place. He has a deep love for this city. After all, he's had a singular view of it, peering down from 400,000 meters above. Oh, please, by the way, he could have just stood on Hakeem Olajuwon's shoulders to get that high. Please give your warmest Houston welcome to Colonel Shane Kimbrough. Colonel,
Hello.
Good to be with you, awesome. You beautiful man. This man, 9 spacewalks, 388 days in space. He just did the math backstage, 6,210 orbits of our Earth. When you close your eyes and I say that, what's the mental image of space that comes to mind most vividly?
I think for most of us, it's just the picture of looking at our incredible planet Earth. The views we have from about 250 miles up are obviously stunning in a way, but super humbling as well, because we can see the thin layer of atmosphere that protects all of us down here from living and dying. So it's a pretty cool view, but very humbling.
I mean, you've done this thing that so many people in this audience, myself included, when we were kids, so many of us dreamed about. You've actually, and I love any human being that puts words into action. What age were you when you first realized you weren't just going to talk about touching the stars, you were actually going to go and do it?
Yeah, I think to your point, like most kids, I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid, but when it really started taking shape was after I graduated college and went in the Army and was flying helicopters and met a gentleman there who was wearing a blue flight suit, which was kind of unusual for the Army. And I'm like, well, what do you do, sir? And he's like, I'm an Army astronaut. I'm like, wait, we have those? And like, how does that work? And so he got me headed down that path that kind of lit that fire in me to want to at least try it and give it a shot. And it took 4 or 5 times for them to finally accept me, but it all worked out.
I mean, you have to work so unbelievably hard to break through. I think Premier League footballers, it's something like 1 in 30,000 people in the academy actually make it through. The odds for astronauts are even more astronomical.
I would say, yeah, in the recent classes, there's been about 20,000 applicants, and they pick about 10 or so. So chances aren't 0, but they're pretty close to 0. So it all worked out.
It's almost as hard as getting into Rice.
Yeah, good point.
You guys on the top row know that for sure. You've described the view from space. I love this. This is real poetry. You said, not quite God's eyes view, but pretty close. When you're looking at us down here from up there, what thoughts go through your mind? Is it emotional? Is it theological? Is it existential?
Yeah, I think everybody has kind of a little different feeling when you're looking at Earth. I always love seeing new places on Earth that I'm not familiar with. And everywhere I looked was strikingly beautiful. And it could have been, the Bahamas, which everybody thinks and knows are beautiful, but it could have been a mountain range or, a salt lake in the middle of Australia that I've never seen before. Just the stunning beauty and the colors were so vibrant. And that's why a lot of us become photographers by hobby up there, because we get a chance to share that experience with everybody down here by taking a bunch of pictures and sharing them on social media. So it's really, again, an incredible vantage point to take pictures of Earth, even though you're going 17,000 miles an hour. So it's a little challenging, but we get better at it for sure.
Can you tell the cities apart? Can you point and be like, oh my Lord, there's Houston?
You really can, especially at night when you're going over, whatever, Europe or the United States. You definitely can pick them out. We get much better at geography up there, so that's a good thing for our geography teachers. But we have a great laptop that kind of shows where we are, and if you're going over, you can kind of pick sites that you want to see or want to take a picture of, and it'll alert you when those are coming up. And so it's always fun, especially like to fly over Houston, knowing my family was here. And sometimes I told you backstage, I'd be talking to my wife on the phone and literally flying over Houston at the same time. So that was kind of cool.
That's incredibly beautiful. When you would look down on your city, this city that shaped you, that forged this moment, this opportunity that allowed you to achieve your dreams, what did it feel like to look at? I mean, by the way, Houston must have been massive from space still, huh?
It is very sprawling, as you mentioned earlier. It made me think of all the people, really the shoulders of the astronauts in the mission control teams and all the people at NASA that made it possible for us to do what we do on the space station now, many decades before us. And it's kind of neat to represent them now, even though they really did some hard work for us to get there with very limited technologies, as you remember back in the 60s and 70s. So.
Serious question. There's something called the Fermi paradox. Contradiction that it's likely intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe. We've encountered no sign of it. I think Arthur C. Clarke once wrote, 2 possibilities exist. Either we're alone in the universe or we are not, and both are equally terrifying. I'm asking for a friend. Where do you fall on this?
I feel like this is a trap. There's no right answer or there's no wrong answer. I'm not sure. I hope there's something out there. Of course, I haven't seen anything, any indication, but we at NASA and humanity in general wants to continue to explore to find out things, answers to questions like that. So I don't know where I am on that.
2017, a really moving story, transporting a soccer ball that survived the Challenger explosion. And you took it to the International Space Station. That ball originally gifted to astronaut Ellison Onizuka by his daughter's soccer team in 1986. I found this so unbelievably powerful and moving. I think anybody that has a kid who plays football, when you think about the power of this story, it's really stunning. 30 years later, you had that ball in your hand. Can you talk about how your life intersected with it, Shane?
Yeah, very honored to be a small part of this story, but as you remember, Challenger, it was a bad day for them back in January 28th, 1986. I know exactly where I was that day, and those of you that were around probably do as well. But all astronauts in general get to take a kind of a small box of private items, personal items with you to space. And Ellison Onizuka at the time, like you mentioned, his daughter's soccer team at Clear Lake High School down in Southeast Houston here, they signed this ball for him to take up in space. And so obviously, shortly after liftoff, things didn't work out so well on that day. But they found this soccer ball literally washed up on the beach in the wreckage several days later. And it eventually got returned to the Onizuka family. And Lorna Onizuka, Ellison's wife, always felt, and she told me this, that that ball had more life in it. It had more to tell. It had more of a story to tell. And so she actually gave it to the high school, and they kind of had it, in a trophy case for a while. And then it kind of got pushed back because other trophies came in. It was kind of forgotten. Before I flew my second mission, my kids were going to that same high school at the time, and so I went to the principal and asked if there's anything I could take for the school. And at first she gave me a couple little medals and stuff, and then like a couple days later she called me back. She's like, "Hey, do you have room for a soccer ball?" I'm like, "What?" And so I got a chance. It was all tattered, and you could still see the writing on it, like "Good luck, shuttle crew" and things like that, and the signatures of the young ladies on the team. And so we carefully deflated it, fit it in my little bag that they got to take, and then I just had the honor of getting it to its original destination, which was microgravity and floating around. So I flew that thing through every module of the space station, videotaped it, and sent it back down. The most moving part for me was when we came home. We got to present that back to the family at a halftime of the high school football game. And the whole 1986 women's soccer team that signed that ball was in attendance. And I knew this was powerful, but when I gave it back to Lorna Onizuka and her daughter Janelle, who was on that team, it really hit me how incredible this was. It was closure for the family in a way. It was super special. I got to do that for them.
So, it's one of the most powerful football stories that we'll hear in this World Cup year. What did it mean to you to complete that circle? I mean, a circle of life, a circle of death, and a circle of life again.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's an accident, there have been a few, of course, in NASA's history. Those of us that come on after that, we want to do anything we can to honor them, the ones that have had the bad days, so to speak, and their families. And so for me, this did all of that. And even though I was just a small part of it, super lucky that Dr. Engel, who was the principal at the time, she was the one that had the idea. And it just kind of, this whole story came to life. And again, it was such a cool thing for me and our crew, our entire crew on the space station. Really had a good time honoring the Onizuka family.
I'll just say, the time we have here is finite. Making memories, making every moment count. It's incredibly profound. It's really, really beautiful. But I do need to return to this planet, back to this great season. I mean, NASA is just one way that Houston's been uniquely shaped. It is, we've discussed already, an immensely eclectic city that you all live in. Food, music, science, sport, yes, space. Of all the things you've seen in the galaxy, to you, Shane, what makes Houston, Houston?
Oh, gosh. People stand out. I mean, the hospitality of the people. You already mentioned food. Food's an amazing part of this city, the diversity of the city. Most people don't think Houston's a very diverse town, but it really is. And I think that drives the incredible culinary culture that we have as well. Of course, it's rodeo season, so that's a huge month for us here in Houston, right? So we got to get these guys out to the rodeo so they really understand Houston. But
it is my first rodeo. Last question for you, you incredibly beautiful human being. I'm very moved by this story. I'm also blown away that you wore chinos in space, which is like the most American thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at it. It's just. By the way, did you really need that huge belt buckle? It's like the pants.
I should have brought a Texas belt buckle, but I didn't. But,
the pants not stay up on their own.
No, they kind of float around, so you need something to keep them in place.
I do. I gotta tell you, I don't know if NASA has a Dockers sponsorship deal, but my God, get on it with your Dockers. You talk about the International Space Station. You talk about it drawing colleagues from around the world. Everyone brings elements, objects from their unique cultures, their unique backgrounds to the station. If you were going to go up again and bring to that space station one item that is uniquely, quintessentially Houston, Texas, this great city, in one artifact, what would it be?
It'd have to be a J.J. Watt bobblehead, right? I mean, that'd be an easy one.
It would be the biggest giant bobblehead you've ever seen in your life. I'm not sure they would get it onto the International Space Station, but I love it because in the theatre they call that foreshadowing, people. Shane, I've got to tell you, I love you. I'm inspired by you. You know, we're blessed to go around the nation and have so many incredible human beings on stage. So many of my staff were so excited to meet you, to listen to you, to hear your story. There's a tremendous science in what you do. There's a tremendous athleticism that we weren't able to get into. It's the emotion of your storytelling that ultimately is the wonder of being with you and everything that you do. You embody the best of this great city. Houston, let's hear it for one of your own, the incredible Colonel Shane Kimbrough. Holy crap, man, what a great American in every single regard. And I want to credit myself. I didn't drop one single live, life, and prosper. I was genuinely going to drop it on him the whole time. But we need to move from Houston's place in the universe, to Houston's unique place as a sporting city. I'm really thrilled to bring up to the stage two pillars of Houston's modern, vivacious football reality, soccer reality. One, an ever-present between the goalposts since 2017, an iconic player who is, as Ray Hudson would say, a gladiator goalkeeper. She's a leader of your team, leader of the community, and leader of a sizable pack of dogs she's rescued over the years across this city. Our other guest, one of my favourite footballers to witness on the field, source of endless energy, versatility, audacity, triggering one of the fiercest high presses in the league. From your own high-flying Houston Dash, welcome Jane Campbell and Yazmeen Ryan! Jane, Yazmeen, we are 10 days away from the NWSL opener. You've just been out in Coachella for like a great week. Tell us, how are you both mentally feeling this moment before the first ball rolls, Yazmeen?
We're feeling great. We're so excited for the season to get started. I think specifically for our group, we're a new group, and I think the club and the Dash have laid a new foundation that we kind of started last year. And so we're really building on that this year, and we have such exciting goals and, yeah, just things to execute. So we're really excited to get started.
Does this season feel different to seasons past, Jane, or do they all kind of rumble into one?
I think every season's a little different. Like I said, we've laid some foundation last year, but this year we've added a lot of young talent. The team is bringing tons of new energy, and I'm really excited to see how it all gets pieced together as the season starts.
I want to talk about the city of Houston with you both as a sporting city, get to know it through your eyes. And I do need to start with this because I love that you are the owner of no fewer than 6 dogs, which thrills me. Look at that. That's just 2 of them. The first one you got, going to go deep on this, Tinkerbell, right?
Yes, Tinkerbell, she's the blonde one.
Tinkerbell's the blonde one. I love this. You Googled the following: small dogs in Houston. And hours later, you met a man selling puppies out the back of a van in a Home Depot parking lot. And when I heard that story, I was like, Jane Campbell clearly does not watch enough true crime shows. but then I also realized, like, the essence of you before I met you. Goalkeepers, they simply don't feel fear like the rest of us.
I guess I should have felt a little fear in that moment, but I brought a teammate with me. So it was either both of us were going to go or, we got the dog. So I got Tinkerbell.
Tell them, I mean, everybody now that finds any kind of a dog in the greater Houston area is like, Jane will take it.
Just about. Yaz is also a new dog owner herself. She
Yaz.
rescued a dog at a park last year.
The park in our neighborhood, yeah. Her
Did you
name's
just see a
Alaska.
white van? Was there a white van circling and you're like...
Pretty much.
Tell us about... Yes, come on, get in the dog. Come back.
Oh yeah, my partner's also obsessed with dogs, and so she was on her way home from training, and the first dog that she sees wandering around without a collar was the first opportunity she took to take this dog. We did try to give it back to its owner, but she was meant to be ours, honestly. She's a perfect dog. Her name's Alaska.
Let's hear it for Alaska. We're going deep on Houston as a dog adoption city. But Yazmeen, I love watching you play. I said that in the introduction. You have poetic ferocity. You cut and thrust. It's like watching a great fencer. And when I look at your career, it's almost in chapters. The emerging talent in Portland, in New York, consistency week on week. And then you arrived here, January 2025. What does chapter 3 of Yazmeen Ryan's NWSL story, what does it focus on for you?
I think it really focuses on just piecing all of those together. I think just piecing my experience together. Now, this being my 6th season in the league, I'm kind of entering that veteran world, and it is new and it feels kind of weird. But yeah, I think just piecing all of my experience that I've had, the players that I've been able to play with, everything that I've learned so far, and bringing that into kind of like a leadership role and helping share my experience with a lot of the young players that are coming in. And so yeah, I think that's my plan.
Is that really it? It's like leadership for you. It is.
Yeah.
Now you feel you are in that locker room, leading, sharing, demanding.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that I have to do. I mean, we, like Jane said, we're a young team and we have a lot of young talent. And again, I'm entering into this 6th year, and so it is my role and my duty to kind of bring that into the locker room and help lead the way for anything that this team and the goals that we want to execute and how we want to play. So still show up as me, still be who I am, but yeah, I think sharing that leadership and experience is key.
10 seasons. It's like yesterday I watched your rookie season. I cannot believe. I mean, life goes incredibly fast. You're on a short list of NWSL players who are one club legends. You have been in Houston with a long look at this team's evolution. You've seen fire and you've seen rain here in Houston. But I love listening to you because, again, you talk in incredibly poetic description. You were asked to describe this city, and you said the team reflects the city or aspires to reflect the city on the field. This is your quote. You said, we're gritty, we're hardworking, we're blue collar, we're a fight to the end kind of team. That's what we aspire to be. Can you talk about how the actual city itself has informed the standards that you're trying to inculcate with this team?
I think the big thing about Houston, as all the Houstonians know in this room, is the heat here is just kind of unbearable if you're not used to it. And I think for us, we really embrace that here. There's players who aren't from Houston at all, and they come here and they're like, whoa, the heat is really tough. But I think for us, it's such a moment for us to embrace it and say, okay, come on to our oven and we'll just beat you to death kind of thing. So,
like I said, Houston's a welcoming city.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think, year after year, there's been turnover and change and all that, but I think every year we always try and make it just the hardest game you can play against us. And it might not always be pretty, but at the end of the day, we know we're going to work as hard as we can, and it's going to be an ugly game for the other team. And we're really, really proud of the city in that regard. We're really proud to represent all the Houstonians here who cheer us on. And I think we just want to make sure that the game is, of course, entertaining, but we always want to win. So I think the grittiness and the blue collarness comes from all of our fans and us wanting just to be better and to give you guys more.
I mean, Yazmeen, what James just said. I mean, by the way, I came from New York where it's like minus 100. I'm going to Chicago tomorrow where I think it's even worse. When I arrived at the airport today, I was wearing my big puffy coat, and like 3 people laughed at me before I'd even got out of the car. Like people genuinely pointing at me and laughing, which is a reminder. It gets bloody hot in your city. I mean, it's a different kind of heat. It is swampy hot. You have the occasional summer downpours mixed in there. Temperatures climbing to the upper 90s. By the way, I need a sip of water just thinking about what it must be like for you guys to play in it. Can you describe, Yazmeen? I mean, you've been here since January 2025, so still evolving. Is it mental or physical, the greatest challenge to play football here?
I think mainly it's mental, but of course it's physical. You have to prepare your body to play in that type of heat. It's brutal. There's no way around it. There's no getting used to it. As much as maybe they tried to convince me when I came here that it would be fine, it was not fine. But yeah, it's definitely mental, and I honestly just try to bring myself back to when I played at TCU in Fort Worth, and that felt hot, and so I think I just tried to, in my brain, be like, okay, I've done this before, I can do this every week, and just get through it. But like Jane said, I think when teams come here and play in this type of heat, we then embrace it because they're not prepared. They don't train in it every day. We get to train in it every day, and we get to kind of acclimate to it in a way. And so the way that we can kind of flourish while other teams are just trying to survive is definitely our tactic.
It's so interesting. We once had a tennis player, Medvedev, come on our show, and he loves 5-set games. And I said, what's your strategy? He said, I just know I can suffer more than my opponent can. So he said, I need to drag us both into a world of hurt as I'm listening to you. It's like, what did he say? Oven, and we're going to, what was your phrase?
Just play a good game of soccer.
Oh, God bless. We remember it was kick the crap out of you or something. I don't know. What is your advice to the teams who are coming here to play World Cup? You know, to handle that sticky, soupy heat? Because I'm worried the Germans are going to melt.
I mean, again, always prepare your bodies and prepare mentally, but the stadiums that are here are so beautiful, and I think that the crowd and the environment and the atmosphere around in those stadiums while you're playing, you do kind of forget about the heat, and knowing that everybody is in it with you, especially the people watching those games, I think just makes it that much better, and it kind of makes you forget a little bit. So my advice to them is just to embrace it because it's not going away, nothing's going to change, and try to find that distraction to get you out of that mindset.
Just remember, barbecue, meat sweats are the best sweats. Question for both of you. A couple of them actually. I'm fascinated by Houston. I love being here. It feels like the kind of city where there's just mysteries to be uncovered everywhere. Like, who is that guy in the white van handing out dogs? It's another show. But I have just discovered today, you have a world-class collection of rare minerals at your Cullen Hall of Gems Science Museum. Houston, I love that you clap your science museum. That's why I love this city. But God, look at that. I was there today, and it is humanly magnificent. Question for both of you. What is the one place you would both... The world is about to descend upon Houston. Millions of people are going to arrive in your city. What would you say to them? You have to see this one place to understand the soul of our being. The visiting world needs to know. Where would you both recommend, Jane?
I would definitely say the rodeo, but the world is going to miss that, unfortunately. So I guess if I had to choose something, I would say to visit Museum District and go to all the museums. So.
Cullen Hall of Gems. Yes.
It's hard to choose just one place because I have been here for just a short time, and I would say experience the food scene, and the Herman Park I think is beautiful. So experiencing the nature scene that you might not think is in Houston, but Houston has it all. So.
By the way, I think this is what is going to be the legacy of the World Cup, like Atlanta with the Olympic Games. They put Atlanta on the map. I think in this World Cup, the world is going to leave Houston and be like, that is the spot. I think like in 5 generations time when rodeo is massive in Germany and children like why are we really into rodeo, and everyone will be like, oh, there was a thing, the World Cup in 2026, it drove us all crazy, and I cannot wait for the world to discover Houston as we have, but I do know I couldn't be a world-class athlete in this city, mostly because I can't be a world-class athlete, but your culinary scene is so unbelievably ecstatic and bold and self-confident and joyous. And I've been to a number of places today, Houston. I want to be completely clear. I went to a place called Crawfish and Noodles. And I texted my wife that I would like to be buried there. But it's amazing. And like Crawfish and Noodles, it is the incredible intersection of so many of the country's best culinary influences. The barbecue place I went to took Vietnamese influences and mixed them with the Central Texas barbecue tradition, and it was incredible. What are your favorite restaurants? What's your favorite dish? If you wanted, I'm essentially wondering where I'm going to head in a couple of hours, but if you, the visiting world, Portugal, Cape Verde, Kazakhstan, German fans, where should they eat and what should they be eating?
Barbecue, and I would go to Killen's.
Killam's. Are we all in? I wish I could name all these places now, and you could like all cheer them up like you did Rice Owls and Arsenal. How is Blood Brothers, by the way? How did I do? Blood Brothers. Can I get a Pinkerton's rating? There you go, one person. It's like when I ask at the shows, does anyone here support Everton? That was. Pinkerton. Is Pinkerton's the Everton of barbecue? Pinkerton's, God bless. Number 1, the Freakins. Get stuck in there, baby. Yaz, last question for you before I lose the plot. This city is massive. You could fit, this is incredible to me, you could fit Philadelphia, Baltimore, Chicago and Detroit within the 640 square miles of this city. There's a couple of NWSL expansion cities in there, I think. This city is a constellation. So this summer, when these fans, and there will be hundreds of thousands of them coming to Houston, what do you hope they'll leave and say about this place in the wake of the World Cup wonder?
I think that they're going to leave this place recognizing, understanding how diverse Houston is, diverse in its people, diverse in its culture, diverse in its cuisine, and then just the activities that you can do around here. Like you said, Houston's incredibly big, and I think Houston just encompasses pretty much anything that you can experience in the U.S.
When we spoke, you talked about coming from Oklahoma, going to college in Texas. There's something deeply familiar about this place, the welcoming, the warmth. In your own words, what would those values be of this city?
Oh, that's a good question. Just because Texas as a whole is so welcoming, I think the values of the city is just like welcoming and warming, but also is a space that allows you to be yourself and is a space that allows you to also do things your own way. And I think that that is so important in this world, and something that Houston has to offer.
My God, when you do that in this city, may you do that on the football field in every regard. I got to tell you, I was just on NPR today, and they asked me a question, and I answered it, and then they said, I've got to push harder, and they tried to follow up, and I just sounded like Yazmeen for a second when they asked me that. She answered it 100 times better than I did on live radio, and I love and revere you. But Jane, last question for you. You are a one-club warrior. It's an incredibly rare thing in NWSL where there is so much movement, so much growth. You're joining a group, an incredible group. Megan Rapinoe with the Reign, Christy Sinclair in Portland, Marta in Orlando. It's incredible company to be in. Each of these human beings is sporting institution, and you are right in there. But to be candid, nobody's done it like Jane Campbell's done it. You're the only goalkeeper in NWSL history. No one has hit 600 saves. No one has hit 15,000 career minutes with the same club apart from you. You're the only human being in human civilization that's ever done that. And I want to know, talk to me about being a one-club player. Not just a one-club player, but in this city of Houston, Texas, what does it mean to you to have a sporting legacy ultimately tied to this city?
I definitely don't think I anticipated my career to be here. Not that I'm angry about that. You couldn't have told me my rookie year I'd be here 10 years later. So I think when I was drafted here, back when the draft existed, my first thought was, okay, this city took a chance on me. You could have looked at the draft board and said that I probably shouldn't have been drafted to Houston at that time just because of the roster. But they took a chance on me, and I thought to myself, okay, there's a chance that I can give back to the city who wanted me in this draft for some reason. And I know all these years it hasn't been smooth sailing, and it hasn't been the prettiest, but we've also had our high moments, and I'm so thankful for every moment, every coach who's came and went, every player that's came and went, and the amount of people who have told me to leave this place has been astronomically long. And I just tell myself and I tell them that why would I give up on a place that took a chance on me? And I'm so thankful that the city embraced me. And I know I'm a transplant. I'm from Atlanta, but Houston is home to me. And I've always felt like everyone here has welcomed me with open arms. I'm sure there's people here who have watched my career for 10 years, which I think is incredible. And I'm so thankful for all the support. So.
You just defined it. It's about loyalty, tenacity, and that welcome that you receive. May that never change to both of you. You're incredible in your own right in every regard. You are lucky to have them. I'm lucky to have them at this desk tonight. Be upstanding, Houston, for your Dash duo, Jane Campbell and Yazmeen Ryan. What a duo. It's very hard to follow those two, but we're going to try. And I have been looking forward to this so unbelievably deeply, because joining me now, a Houston icon, a man that defines sport for me when I first moved to the United States. So many of us, when we think about the 90s, you think of high tops, you think of Walkman, you think of this gent, bobbing and weaving with a zen-like focus, a serenity on the basketball court, destroying all comers, proof you can be a superstar and a deeply noble spirit. New York Times called him simply the sport's most complete player, its most valuable player, and in Shaq speak, the man. Houston, be upstanding for your legend, two-time NBA champion, the dream. It's Mr. Hakeem Olajuwon. Oh, Hakeem,
Yes.
these people love you.
Well, thank you.
I moved here to Chicago in 1993, and the day I got here, Michael Jordan retired for the first time.
You push him out.
There was only room for one of us, you know what I mean? I felt so guilty. I felt terrible. I felt like I'd done it. And then I watched you dominate the beauty of your play. You won back-to-back titles. For those who are too young to have seen you play, number one, I ache for you if you did not see this man on the court. But how would you describe your style of play in your own words? Because it was beautiful.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Well, growing up in Nigeria, you know, everybody play soccer, football. And I think the way people describe my game is the footwork. which is the coordination. You know, they call the dream shake. It's just the fakes, the body movements, which is derived from soccer.
You were essentially, everyone else's mistake was to be playing basketball, and you were playing soccer.
Yeah. Grew up playing soccer, then I found out I was too tall to play soccer.
This man was playing chess, and everyone else was playing checkers.
But I have the height advantage as a goalkeeper. Then they started giving me some low-level shots, so I have to switch to basketball.
You were a goalkeeper when you were growing up?
Yes.
And you thought you were like world class and nothing could stop you, and then people realized gravity if they kept it low. I was like, you're like, I gotta get myself a second career here, man. I do remember you during warm-ups in the NBA. You used to every game juggle that basketball, and you'd occasionally, often try and like bank it into the net. How good were you as a soccer player?
Most of my teammates, they love to watch. They throw the basketball. They want me to demonstrate some soccer plays. So I was lucky one time, juggling the ball, then I kicked. Then it went in. That was luck. That was luck.
And they were like, wow. Hakeem, you were probably actually, in all seriousness, you were probably one of the top 10 soccer players in the United States of America on the men's side back in the 1990s. I say that with an incredible sadness, but your signature move, you've talked about it, the dream shake. The New York Times, I'm doing a lot of business for them tonight. I think it's like the 12th time I've quoted them. They described it as spins off pivots, pivots off spins. The world had never seen moves like this before. I want to be serious. We have Joel Embiid on our show a lot. He grew up adoring football too, and he learned to play the level of basketball. He said Hakeem's footwork is what he aspired to have. And he said he saw you learning how to play basketball through soccer like he did. Can you say, what did football teach you that prepared you for the legendary NBA career that you had?
First of all, the coordination.
Coordination.
You can't touch it ball. It's foul. So you have to do everything with your feet. So the coordination, the competitiveness, the body movement, the fakes, which is all basketball. If you look at it, basketball, ball landing skills, spin, all that gives you that foundation. That was the foundation for me. So when I started playing basketball, then you start to see the movement, the creativity, just crossing over. You cross over from football to basketball with a similar movement.
I've just realised why I love watching this man. He was just playing soccer in which you could actually handball the whole game. I mean, you must have thought, wow, this is easy, guys. You talked about how you were a goalkeeper as a kid, and you became one of the great shot stoppers basketball's ever seen. You blocked 3,830 shots.
Wow.
Look at that. When you look, by the way, when you look at that, what do you see, Hakeem?
In soccer, they say goalkeeper. In basketball, rim protector, which is the same duty.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But they can't shoot it low in basketball. I mean, this is an amazing. Look at that. When you look at that photograph, really, look at the faces. I don't know who the Bulls player is, but just look at the faces. Well, what do you see in that photograph? It's incredible, man.
In order to block Michael Jordan's shots, because of his creativity, so the timing, he was shooting that ball coming down, hanging. So that's why you see how to stretch from the weak side. See how to stretch. That's just to give him the compliment. How creative. Normal shot blocker, we just jump first, and you can still shoot over.
Yeah.
So Jordan and I, we play mind game against each other.
By the way, can you describe the joy I asked soccer players, football players, when you score a goal, what do you experience? And it's an incredibly beautiful answer. It normally is some kind of euphemism for an orgasm. Um, can you describe the joy you experience blocking a shot? Because you're denying joy to others.
Oh, I mean, that is the part of the game I enjoy the most.
Why? Can you explain?
And also, if I get my shot blocked, I hate that the most. So you give a shot blocker its own medicine, but not often, But
What does it feel like to do that? It's incredible. Man.
especially to the greatest player in the world. So that's yeah. You don't see too many of that.
I mean, by the way, Shane Kimbrough only went to space 9 times and looked down on the Earth. This man blocked Michael Jordan. I saw you back on the court. This video's gone viral. Age 61 recently. It was a couple. This has just gone out. It was on ESPN. Everyone's losing their minds looking at this man, Hakeem, on the basketball court. Let's take a look. Look at this. I've got to tell you, it is incredible. 61 years old here. Look at this hops you've still got. The joy, the stiff arms, the movement. You're still destroying all comers.
Thank you.
I look at that. You look like you could still pour in 20 points a night alongside KD.
Look like, no. But once you have the footwork, you don't lose it.
You don't. It's like riding a bike.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it feels like.
Right.
It feels free.
Yeah, actually, I took my son to a camp there, so they forced me to show them something. That was that video. Show us some moves, how you do it. So they gave me basketball. That was what happened there.
You destroyed all
Next time I saw it, it was viral.
I want to talk about this city for a moment. You arrived here as an 18-year-old. I think, by the way, we've not even talked about it. You'd only first touched the basketball a year prior to arriving.
Yes.
You'd already been drafted. You were coming to play in college here.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing. You were like, I can use my hands. I'm here. What was it like arriving in Houston for the first time? What was your first impression of this city?
Well, I first landed in New York, and it was freezing. So my next stop was Houston. So as soon as I came out of the airport, the weather reminded me of Nigeria. So I was comfortable from the beginning. Then I started meeting the people, how friendly these people in Houston, and the city seems very open. I felt very comfortable right away. I met the coaches. They didn't know I was coming, so I have to take a taxi from the airport.
Young people, this is before there were even Ubers, guys. This is sacrifice.
Yes. So that's and I was very lucky also to stay in Houston. Most of the players, when you go to the university, you get drafted by a team in another city. But to play at the University of Houston and be drafted with Houston Rockets, so I've been in Houston for all my life.
Do you ever think? I was going to ask you. So the draft is with a coin. It's with a coin flip.
Exactly.
And it was just a chance that coin dropped so that you could stay in Houston.
Between Portland and Houston.
Do you ever think there's like an alternate future where the coin flipped up into the air, landed on the other side?
But it's two-headed coin.
Is that right?
No.
Do you ever think there's like an alternate future, Hakeem? We could be in Portland right now.
Exactly.
And you'd be like, yeah, I love like grunge. I love like life out here. there could be a very different future. Do you think about that? Or do you just think it's what it was meant to be? This is what God's
was meant to
journey
be.
was?
I mean, I felt comfortable thinking, I think this is the best opportunity for me to stay in Houston. So I came out of college.
I think it's a two-sided,
I
one-sided,
know.
double-sided coin. I got to be kind of. You did thrive. Spoiler alert: 2 MVP in the finals, 2 years in a row. I watched it. It was. I mean, it was magnificent to witness. It really was. You and Clyde in particular. It was humanly beautiful, man. You know, if Tony Kukoc couldn't win, I was so happy that you could win. Because I'm big-hearted like that. By the way, Houston's first ever championships in any sport, which is wild to wild. The Texas Monthly, I love this quote. They said that Hakeem carried the team and an entire bedraggled city on his shoulders.
Oh, no.
You know, after your career, you've done remarkable things in this city that we could talk about for hours alone. You brought a foreclosed bank and turned it into downtown Houston's first mosque.
Yes.
I mean, you've really made yourself just like a feature of this city.
Thank you.
Here's what I want to know. How do you want to be known, Hakeem, for what you did on the court or for what you did for this city?
Can you repeat that again?
I can, because it's an important question. How do you want to be known? How do you want people to talk about Hakeem Olajuwon as a man who did incredible things on the NBA court, or as a man who did incredible things for the city of Houston?
I mean, if you look at my story, it's like a dream. So they call me the dream. So they will say that is not real because everything seems so, everything is just so right. Came to the right city, grew up in Houston. Be part of the community and to show the love that the city has shown me, and also to be a good citizen, being positive, encouraging the kids, just adding value to the community, basically. So, how I want people to remember me is up to them.
This is amazing to have on one stage the dream and the nightmare united here by football. I want to ask you 2 last questions, one about Houston and one about the world. The world is about to come to Houston en masse for the World Cup. You love World Cups. Backstage, my God, we went off on World Cup memories and I loved it. What do you hope they see about this city? What do you hope they take away from being in this incredible place, Houston?
Well, Houston takes pride of being an international city, and I think that we enjoy, different restaurants in Houston. How Houston have hosted a lot of big events, so I think we are ready for it, and I think they have good experience.
Please God, they'll have what Hakeem means is, world, when you're here, go to Buc-ee's and get yourself some beaver nuggets.
Buc-ee's.
You love Buc-ee's,
I
don't
love
you?
Buc-ee's.
You love Buc-ee's. You do. I know. Look at you. Look at this. What should the world order in a Buc-ee's, Hakeem?
Oh.
That's you in Buc-ee's.
I love Buc-ee's.
I know you love Buc-ee's. What do you love about Buc-ee's, and what should the world eat in a Buc-ee's?
I just look forward to stopping,
What should we get in a Buc-ee's? If we're in a Buc-ee's together, what are we ordering? Some gas. And some beaver nuggets.
Everything is good.
Oh,
They have, the quality of the food.
yeah.
The quality of the food, and also just the environment. Just getting, going inside, they welcome you, and also sometimes the reaction of the people. They don't expect to see you at Bucky's.
By the way, this is the highlight of my life, talking to Hakeem, the dream about Bucky's. But last question, I want to ask you a serious one. I loved you. I had a poster of you above my bed. I loved the way you you destroyed people and you smiled and you brought joy and you killed them again. And you were asked, after you'd won your second title and your second MVP, you asked about your life philosophy. And you said something beautiful, Hakeem. You said, I'm secure within. The key is just to live my life, to be a good citizen, a good family man, to enjoy the journey. Right now, we talked about it.
Yeah.
The world is so crazy. What's the secret to enjoying the journey that we're on, Hakeem?
Wow, that's a very good question. I think it's to treat people the way you want to be treated. Just be. Yeah, it's that simple.
You talked to me earlier that you said the world needs more kindness.
More kindness, yes. I mean, I think, the maturity, the responsibility of leaders to cultivate the next generation to be more kind. I think we need that.
To kindness, to empathy. I do want to say how much it means to me,
Yes.
Team Me, to be on stage with you tonight is deeply profound. You're
dominating me.
You are a legend. You're an icon. You are the dream. It is a childhood dream for me to be with you today. Houston, please be upstanding for a legend. It's Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon! Oh my God. Oh. Whew. It's like meeting Nigerian-American Nick Voltemada. It's time to bring up our next guest. Whew, that was a lot, I gotta tell you, that was very beautiful. Can we just hear it again for Hakeem Olajuwon? The world needs more human beings like that, I gotta tell you. The world needs more human beings like our next guest. A gent who decided, this is kind of incredible, that he was going to be an NFL star when he was just 7 years old. Started practicing his autograph when he was in middle school. I think that's where I went wrong. There wasn't enough autograph practicing. Drafted by your Houston Texans. Spent over a decade in the NFL, making opposing quarterbacks reconsider their career choices on a weekly basis. What he accomplished on the football field made him an utter legend. But his charity work is, I think, what made him a true hero, especially through his fundraising efforts in the wake of Hurricane Harvey. It's his willingness to use his power for good that transcends even this remarkable city, and I'm honestly proud to call him a friend. As his Premier League fandom, it's grown and grown and grown. What I love about him, he's a man who doesn't just talk about things, he does them. I think we all know that, right? And it's true in football. Became a co-owner of Burnley Football Club, remains the only Premier League owner who make Adama Traore look undersized. Houston, please be upstanding for the legendary Mr. J.J. Watt!
Thank you. I was I was just perusing this book. I was under the impression I'd have a chapter.
It's
And
called the
I don't even
acknowledgement.
see my name
It's called the acknowledgements.
anywhere.
You've clearly not read it, JJ. I mean, it came out yesterday. You've had 24 hours to read it.
I'm a fast reader. I'm a fast reader. What a crowd. Look at this place. Wow.
They say never follow animals or children. You should never follow Hakeem Olajuwon.
No, what did you set me up for failure?
I said us all. We're all doomed. Let's be
Houston's
candid.
greatest. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. I love Hakeem. He's the best.
He is an unbelievable human being. I got to tell you, top-smelling, incredible human beings. Virgil van Dijk, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's just cracked the top 3 guys. He smells just absolutely stunning in every regard. He shook my hand for days. I'm going to shake people's hand and they're going to smell Hakeem Olajuwon's cologne, and it's going to be magnificent. But this is not about me. It's about you, JJ. And I want to rewind. We're in your city, which is stunning. I want to go back 15 years to the start of your Houston story. You just finished your final season at the University of Wisconsin. I'm not pausing for applause there because I know that you're all like, anybody from the University of Wisconsin here? Anyone who supports Everton? No. Oh my God, you're all insane. You were the most dominant thing, I don't like to be hyperbolic, out of Wisconsin since unfailing politeness and Friday fish fries. You were taken 11th in the NFL draft 2011 by your Houston Texans! And then you arrived with your beautiful parents, John and Connie, at the Houston airport for the first time. What did you know about this city, JJ?
Nothing. I did not know anything. I had never been to Houston before. I did not anticipate being drafted by the Texans. The coach, the famous story from my D-line coach was at the NFL Combine. He asked me, do you think you play hard? And I said, I play hard every single snap, coach, I promise. And he said, bull. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, you don't play hard at all. You're soft and you don't work very hard. And I said, it was nice meeting you, sir. Have a great day. And I didn't think I was going to be going to the Houston Texans. Turned out that guy was my coach for a long time, and I hated him for a little while. He was pretty tough on me, as you can imagine. And now he's one of my best friends, and I love him to death. But you need some of that tough love. And when I got to Houston, literally one of the first things I did on my first day, which is a very touristy thing to do, but I did it. I went to Cavender's. I picked up some boots and a hat, and I put them on, and I just went around town like a normal person, thinking that that's how everybody dressed.
And everybody.
Now, I don't know if you guys know, that's not how people dress.
Everyone was like, that guy's just arrived day one.
Yeah. It's a 6'6" guy with some Justin's boots on and I don't know what I was doing. But the people here have been unbelievable to me. I mean, truthfully, growing up in Wisconsin, never having been here, met anybody from here, to now considering this place truly a home and like family. And when I land here and when I go to restaurants and I meet people, it's not like an athlete meeting a fan. It's like a family member meeting a family member, and you hug and you say thank you, and I'm very grateful.
Still got those boots.
I still have those boots. I did pick up some Lucchese's now, though. I got myself a nice pair.
I mean, I've read, to prepare for this, one of your first interviews as a Texan, you said, I'm trying to get used to the late summer weather, which was a very...
You don't. You don't. It's unbelievable.
You just had your first meal at Papado Cajun seafood. You were loving it.
Absolutely.
99% humidity and pan-grilled redfish. It's the secret of life. When you look back on those 10 years here, JJ, what did you have to experience yourself to truly understand the soul of this city?
You have to understand the melting pot that it is. the different types of people that live here, but all come together as one and embrace this place and these people for who we are. And you have to understand the toughness and the resiliency and the grit. And then obviously going through the hurricane, the perseverance and the willingness to help your fellow city mate out in their most difficult times. And not only people from Houston, people from all over the world. I fortunately got a firsthand view of what it means to step up in the face of adversity, and the whole world stepped up for us. And I was fortunate enough to be the avenue for which people did that, but I never have witnessed anything like that in my entire life, and it gave me so much hope for humanity. But that's what this place is. We are all from different places. You can see people from any country, any city, speaking any language, but somehow we all understand that together is how we are great. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to represent this place for a while, and I'm very lucky.
I love that. I love that. By the way, those words, together is how we are great. There's so much life truth in there. I want to talk about both elements because they're both incredibly singular. You played 10 seasons here in Houston. You became a legend. Look at you. I mean, when you see that, by the way, what do you see?
I miss it. You know, I miss it. I don't miss waking up on Mondays, but I don't miss getting hit. I definitely miss hitting people. Yeah. There's some days, man. There's some days where, like, you're in traffic and, like, or somebody's walking slow in front of you. And you're just like, I used to be able to get all this out, you know, at practice or at a game. Now I got nowhere to go with it, you know. Just go to my weight room and lift heavy things and put them back down. Just every now and then I just want to smoke somebody, you know.
I feel like I've just been put on warning, you know what I mean?
It'd make good content, Raj. I mean, if you're looking for ratings,
by the way,
we'll write a whole nother book about me tackling you on stage.
First season we ever had, I can't remember who the wrestler was, but he goes, "Do you want me to choke you out live on television?" I was like, "Not really." Not really. He goes, "It'll be great television." I was like,
I can tell you my most recent one. I was at the Burnley match on Saturday, and the ref called back 2 goals. We were down 3-0 in the first half. Not good. Wanted to tackle a few people there. Then we came back. We tied at 3-3. And we scored a goal to go up 4-3. So I thought. Yeah. I'd like to tackle that ref. He was... And whoever was running the VAR, I'd really like to go to that location. I'm hopping on a phone call tomorrow with them, actually, for real. Luckily, it's Zoom. It's just Zoom. Don't worry.
By the way, by the way, this is the essence of Houston. You're all clapping this, and I love it.
They're with me. They'll pay the fine.
Yeah.
We know how to do GoFundMes around here. Don't worry. They got me covered.
Oh, young people watching, this is the art of negotiation. When you're on the call, on the Zoom with the VAR people, open up being like, I don't miss being hit, but I miss hitting people. I'm going to get back to all of this. But you did play 10 seasons here. You became a legend. 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time Pro Bowler, Walter Payton Man of the Year, set franchise records for sacks, quarterback hits, fumble recoveries, VAR challenges. And you're one of only 4 people to be inducted into the Texans Ring of Honor. I think only 2 of those are players, to be candid. You accomplished so bloody much, JJ. Personally, of that time, on the field, what are you most proud of when you think about it?
Just the way you play. I think just the way you play the game and just leaving it all out there. I mean, there's no question I'm disappointed I wasn't able to accomplish the #1 goal of bringing this city a championship. But I can't say it was for lack of effort or for lack of literally giving my body and everything to it. Had far too many surgeries that I care to count, but tried to do everything I could to leave it all on the field for it, and just wanted to give back what they gave to me. I mean, I live the life that I live now because of this city. If people don't come to our games, if people don't watch us, if people don't buy our jerseys and buy tickets to come watch us play a kid's game, I don't get to live this unbelievable life. I never get to go to Burnley. I never get to meet you. There's a whole life that I never get to see. So I just tried to make sure every time I stepped on that field, they knew with my play how much I appreciated them.
I love it. Don't take a second for granted. I mean, that is a life lesson. And I feel like when we talk, to be candid, that you are someone who's trying to fill every single minute with meaning and moments. And you talked about it earlier, right off the bat. You are also known for your immense charity work, for your willingness to give your time and your full attention to what the world around you needs. And what's remarkable, when I was researching this, JJ, I found an interview where even at college from day one, you talked about starting the J.J. Watt Foundation in your junior year. You said the following: whether I'm going to the NFL or not, I want to be able to help change lives. And when I found that, I was like, I will say that's different. I speak to a lot of athletes. Elite athleticism is, by definition, a selfish pursuit. It has to be. That impulse, though, that you had early, the motivation to help others, to raise their own challenge, to face their own challenges, to rise up. Where does that come from?
Well, it was all my parents. I mean, I realized they taught me how fortunate I was. We weren't rich, we weren't poor, we were middle class, and we were very fortunate I never once had to wonder if I had food on the table. I never once had to wonder if I could play a sport if I wanted to. I always had those opportunities, and they made sure to let me know that not everybody else was as fortunate. And so they would take me to volunteer, and they would take me to go, my brothers and I, to go and see other places that didn't have as much, and so we'd try and give back. And they just always put into my brain to remember how fortunate you are. And then obviously once I started to get an opportunity to use a platform to do so, it became very, very enjoyable to see the elevation of others and to be able to give back and to see how many people wanted to do that. And not everybody has an outlet. There's so many great, great, great people in the world, and I think that's something that I always have noticed, is that we as athletes or entertainers or celebrities or whoever get headlines when we do good things. But it's just the nature of it, because we get headlines no matter what. We also get the bad headlines. But there's so many people out there that do so many good things that don't get headlines because they're not famous, they're not an athlete, whatever it is. And if we can give them that outlet where they can be a part of it, I just wish that they could get the same headlines that we get when we do it.
What felt good? When you say you realized early it felt good, I mean, athletes love the spotlight. They deserve the spotlight. We spotlight them in our society. You guys, the sacks, the domination, the glory, the wins, the prestige, the paychecks. What felt good to you about helping others?
I think it's just realizing that there's something so much bigger than yourself in this world. I think it's a very similar thing that I realized when I had kids of my own, now that I have 2 little boys. Everybody tries to explain it to you, and everybody tries to tell you how unbelievable it is and how awesome it is, how hard it is. But you don't know. You literally, I could explain it till I'm blue in the face, but until you have it, you don't know. And it's the same thing with giving back and helping others. Like, once you do it, you realize that there is nothing that compares to that, because it's an act of selflessness. It's an act of helping others be the best versions of themselves, and it's just special.
The apogee. By the way, the whole theme of this is word and action and deed, and it is remarkable to me, and I feel it every time I'm with you. And the apogee of all of this, 2017, a dark moment for this incredible city, Hurricane Harvey. You stepped up, you personally asked for help, you raised more than $41 million for this city. It remains to this day the largest crowdsourced fundraiser in history. And by the way, you then went, and this, when I learned this and was reminded of it, it's even more profound. You took the time to meet with every organization who received those donations, and the numbers are truly astounding. 2 years, more than 1,000 homes repaired or rebuilt, over 970 childcare centres, after-school programmes recovered, more than 239 million meals distributed to those in need. I mean, JJ, I'm someone that believes deeply that in times of darkness, it really reveals the true character of those around you, those we call friends, those we believe, are deeply connected family. You really only learn that in the worst of times. When you look back at that truly awful time for so many human beings in this city, many of whom are here tonight, and what you did, was there one moment that was most meaningful to you that you can share with us?
I mean, the moment that immediately sticks out in my mind is a moment between my wife and I in our kitchen at about 1 a.m. in the middle of training camp, because that's when all this was happening. I was still training for football, and this was all happening. And it was a full day of practice. It was a full evening of meeting with government officials, Red Cross, and all these different organizations trying to figure out, okay, what do we do? And it was me and her in my kitchen. And we both just kind of sat there, looked at each other, and broke down crying together. Both sad because of everything that had happened, and you're sitting there trying to fix it, and you know that even $41 million isn't going to make much of a dent in the overall true impact of everything. And you're sitting there like, this is as good as we could have ever hoped for, and we're still not going to be able to help everyone. And there's a very heavy weight of that moment on you. But then there's also tears of joy because you're sitting there looking at the account of hundreds of thousands of people who donated, whether it's little kids who donated their lemonade stand money, or it's celebrities from across Europe who sent in money, like people I've never met and never will meet. And you're like, how did these people even know or think or care to do this? So there was this juxtaposition of both sides of it. And I'll never forget being in that kitchen with my wife and just sitting there like, well, how did we get here? And how are we the ones trying to figure this out? But we knew the responsibility was ours, and we were going to do right by those people. And we did the absolute best we possibly could. People can try and criticize it or say it wasn't perfect, but I promise you, we tried as hard as we could to do as much as we could, and it was truly incredible.
A man of action, a man of passion, a man of deed. It's carried through into the football. I want to say I love your footballing journey of discovery, JJ.
Is this where we get into Everton Burnley from yesterday? Because
it's where we.
I mean, it had to be coming. I feel like you've been buttering me up. There's a lot of nice things you're saying. Everything is great. He's awesome. What a nice guy.
I told you.
Bill Dickerson Stadium, 2-0.
I told you we'd only do an hour on the game yesterday. I told you we keep it quick. We go in deep. We talk about James Beautiful Tarkowski. I wasn't going to mention it, you know what I mean?
Dwight McNeil's been dancing in your mind all night, I know. See, I was going to ask when you were getting to town to see if you wanted to come and watch the game with me, and I'm glad I didn't. I
know, but
I couldn't stomach that.
I got a text just saying persona non grata. I had to Google it. The reality is, please God, I actually wished we'd gone to that game, and then when the score was what it was, I was glad we didn't go, because I know you miss hitting people. But I do love your journey. I love witnessing it. I love experiencing it. I love sharing it. You grew up as a child playing American sports, baseball, basketball, hockey, gridiron football in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. You did spend one delicious season as a soccer stud. Oh, you didn't win a game till the last game of the year. when you scored a second half hat-trick. Let's hear it for that.
Yeah.
Talk us through those 3 iconic goals. And tell us what kind of a player was J.J. Watt in that incredible match. I feel like he's the one that got away.
Yeah, no, I definitely was. I mean, 6'6", 290-pound footballers are really what the Premier League's looking for. Me and Hakeem, we're going to be unbelievable together. Yeah.
By the way,
he's just going to chuck it down to me. I'm going to head it in. I don't think it's on the rules, but.
By the way, there's a lot of Arsenal scouts in the audience tonight who are like sending Mikel Arteta texts with a lot of eggplant emojis.
Anyway, the story goes. We're gonna fly right past that. So it was 3rd grade. I went out for soccer, and I believe that I was assigned to the team that they made up because there were too many players and they didn't think there were going to be enough. So they made up a team because we had brown and yellow jerseys, not good colors for jerseys. And everybody else had, these cool uniforms, like team names, like the Blazers and the Chargers. And we were just the brown and yellow team. We didn't even have a name. That's probably why we didn't win a game, Raj, I'm going to be honest with you. So we didn't win a game all year. And so finally, like the back half of the season, my parents were like, all right, you're going to go to your hockey games before your soccer games. Like, all right. And so for the final game of the year, I had a hockey game that conflicted. So I went to the hockey game first, played in that. And then I showed up at halftime for the final game of the season. And all season long, our coach had told us, if you guys win, I'm taking you out for ice cream. Like many coaches do. Like kids all over the country have been getting ice cream after wins their whole life.
By the way, Pep Guardiola does the same.
Yeah, there's some daiquiris in your life. Not us. We didn't have ice cream all year. Starving kids who just, after every game, like we're not even asking how we lost. We're just like, damn, that ice cream, man. Those kids are going to have such good ice cream. And so the final game, I came in for my hockey game. I must have been riding a high. We must have won, and I came in and scored 3 goals, and we won, and we got ice cream.
Chocolate sprinkles.
Frozen custard, technically not ice cream. Frozen custard. We are
maybe.
Wisconsin.
It is Wisconsin.
No offense to Blue Bill.
By the way, Mauricio Pochettino is taking notes about how to get the best out of Christian Pulisic at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Do the Ben & Jerry's endorsement. The reality is, our journey's been amazing. You first came on our show 2021. You talked about, in college, you played like most children in a high-functioning educational setting. You'd spend most of your time playing FIFA. You'd start to play the Ivory Coast, led by Didier Drogba. And because you are a man of passion, you ended up at Chelsea watching his club play. And I know that moment had an incredible, sparking for you. You were moved by it, Stamford Bridge. And I'm always fascinated, because you're a man who's played in incredible football, incredible college, incredible NFL stadia. What was it about being at a Premier League stadium, at a Premier League game that you would not experience in American sports?
It's hands down how much it's purely about the football and nothing else. I think that was the thing that hit me the most, was there's no pregame show, there's no halftime show, there's no postgame show, there's no cheerleaders. They even minimized the size of the big screens and everything, besides your new monstrosity of a stadium that you guys just built. To be fair, I will say, our supporters spoke unbelievably highly of it yesterday. They were extremely.
They did. They were very gracious.
They did. They talked about how, in a world of football grounds that you can build a big soulless bowl. They said you guys have captured the feeling. So, congratulations. You captured it. You did it. Good job. But I realized that that's what's so cool about European football to me, is that you show up and everybody lives and breathes with every kick of the ball. Nobody's focusing on anything else. Nobody's looking for the vendor for the popcorn or a hot dog. We are locked in. We know how the game goes, and we will boo you if you kick the ball wrong, because we know where you're supposed to kick the ball. It's a blast.
God, I mean, watching you fall for football has been one of the most remarkable things to witness, because it happened so bloody quickly. You came on the show first. You talked about watching Chelsea. You talked about the joy making breakfast tacos. You were interested in football, and then your team asked if you could come back on. and you came back on, and it honestly blew me away. You told me you had fallen down a YouTube wormhole, and interviewing you, it was like a different person. It was like interviewing Peter Parker before and after being bitten by the bloody spider. Because you'd learn about tactics, history, culture, the business manifestation of the game. You were like a different person. What drove this sudden, incredible learning journey, JJ? Because borderline obsession, man. What did European football provide for you that you were looking for?
Yeah, probably unhealthy. Also expensive now. But I think it's the obsessive quality it's the same thing that makes you a great athlete. It's the same thing that makes you whatever you're passionate about that you go all in on. I mean, to get where I wanted to be as a football player, I had to be 100% all in on it the entire time. And so you kind of just carry that quality over to other things. And when I got interested in football, that's part of the reason I loved it, was because I didn't know a lot about it. And so the first time that we talked, I knew a little bit, but I didn't know a ton. And I am vastly intrigued, and I'm still intrigued to this day, in learning as much as humanly possible about this sport, about how you play it, about how you operate it, about how you own it, about how the business side works. It is forever fascinating to me, and it's like a puzzle you're constantly trying to unlock.
I want to dig a bit deeper, because I was actually at a party I didn't want to go to. It was one of my wife's old college friends. I was incredibly, slightly hostile and not that interested. I got a text from you. You were like, I am going to invest in an English football club. And then you told me who it was. And these were long texts, mostly from me, who didn't want to be at the party I was at. But it was like, you were like, Burnley, this incredibly authentic, traditional club in the northwest of England. It did shock me in the moment, this child of Wisconsin, like Burnley, knowing so much about it. You'd done your due diligence, and you followed through on your word, May 2023. I love this moment. I won't be candid. It moved me very, very deeply that this child of Wisconsin who grew up playing the other sports fell in love with the game we all love here tonight. And it did make me think that if we can get JJ Watt as a football lover of the United States, we can get anyone. I mean that sincerely. Like, this was a profound moment for me. Like, if we've got this dude, we're kind of like, we're so close to doing what we've all dreamed of, right? And becoming a proper football nation. What was it about English football that engaged you to such an extent that you have invested in it?
The passion, the history, the supporters. There's nothing like it in terms of like the true tribalism of it. And it's the most pure form of it because it's literally where you grew up. Today in American sports, we've somewhat lost a little bit of that. There's still plenty of it, no questions asked, that everybody feels connected to the team that they grew up watching in the city that they grew up in. But with fantasy football, with all these different things in today's world, with the ability to watch everything, people do become fans of players and become fans of different things, and there's a little bit of that that's kind of separated, while there is still the core. Over in England, if you're walking around Burnley in any shirt but a Burnley shirt, there's a problem. And if you're walking around Liverpool, in anything but a Liverpool jersey, or if you're walking around Merseyside in anything but a blue, I picked that for a reason, Raj, But it is true and real, and it is passed down, and you watch the games with your mom and dad, and you go to the match, and the ticket prices are still, we're trying hard to keep them affordable so that everybody can stay going. And it is just that deep rooted. And people tell you about the stories of we've had these seats for generations and generations and passed down. And it's just unbelievable in the songs and the chants. And it's magical. And you go to a stadium, you've been there, you were with me. We had a good one to go to together. There's just nothing like it when you score. Oh yeah. You're too posh for us, by the way. You're with your fancy hats and your.
I was escorted off the premises shortly after this photograph.
But that was an unbelievable day. It was such a special day, and I got to spend it with you, who has been a part of my journey through this, and you have been such a good friend, also a bit of an advisor and somebody that I can talk to on a deeper level, because not many people on this side of the pond are able to talk about it at such a deep level. And I suppose, like many of you here are among us with the 6 a.m. wake-up crew every Saturday and Sunday, right? Yeah.
I found it so moving going there. I mean, Burnley, you've got to know, and I think many of you do know, it's a post-industrial cotton town. I mean, it really is. There's no kind of like American equivalent, but it's like vaguely like Allentown, Pennsylvania, I guess. It's like, I mean, it's a proud town. It's a passionate town. It's a capsule, for me, of authentic football culture, Burnley. And I was amazed experiencing Burnley with you, JJ Watt. This is a town that doesn't stand for much bullshit. I've got to be candid. And we arrived, you took me to the iconic Royal Dyche for pre-match pints, to the Miners Club for a Benedictine bomb, the local speciality. Went to Hafner's local pie specialist. I have been to so many games with American celebrities. I really have. I have never been to one with a gent who has no security, just walks around on his own, is mobbed, like enjoys every single encounter, is loved by everyone, talks to everyone. I realized when we were doing it, you acted in a way you could not if you went to an NFL game.
No.
There was something you want to see seem so free to me being there.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of being in my hometown of Pewaukee, because people have seen you. I mean, obviously the first time I went over there was a little bit different than now, but they've seen you, they know you. If they wanted a picture, they probably already got it by now. So now life is just like, oh yeah, it's not like, oh wow, there's the American football player who owns part of the club. It's just, oh, yeah, there's JJ. He came in for his drink before the match. Like, we all walked together to the match. Like, when you do it in a real way and you're honest and authentic about it and you're just who you are, people see that and they're like, oh yeah, just leave him alone. He's going to do his thing. We're going to do our thing. We can all have our drink together. We're all here to watch the match. Like, all we all want is for this thing to go to a win today. And there's something about it that brings us all together, and that's why I love going over there so much, because it's so normal and it's just so relaxed.
It is so normal, and it is so otherworldly. Wisconsin, United States, NFL star, Premier League. You could invest in US sports. There are so many groups that would have you and Kealia investing in them in a heartbeat. And you might one day. But I am fascinated. It's been really interesting watching you wrap your brain around English football and the economics and the business. It's been fascinating. It almost feels like there's like a fresh discovery for you. And you told me that you spent like the last 2 decades proving that you could dominate physically all comers. This next phase of your life, you almost want to test yourself and challenge your own mind. Is that part of it?
Yeah, there's no question. A big part of this, and a little bit different, you know, people are like, why didn't you invest in the NFL? Or, you know, I wanted something that I could be an actual significant part of, where I could be deep into the operation and I could learn, and I could grow as a person and grow as a businessman and learn something that I didn't know. And so this was an opportunity for me to be in the boardroom, for me to talk to the players, for me to be at the training ground, for me to talk to the managers, and to learn every aspect of this inside and out, how the sporting side goes, how the business side goes, the transfer market. It's so fascinating, and so I've loved every aspect of that. And then I also, like I said before, it's the history and the tradition. Something that I love about Burnley is we've been around since 1882. My goal is to continue. The reason I wear this crest is because I love honoring that past and that history. And I want to continue to try and find new ways to honor that past and that history. And because, like you talked about, with Americans coming into a European sport, it is tribal. They are very protective, rightfully so. They have been there for generations. I haven't. I'm brand new. So I'm coming in, and if you have any fake bone in your body, they're going to see it and kick you out. So all I'm trying to do the whole time is make sure that I honor and show them that I have the respect for how long they've been here. And hopefully, possibly, take them to some heights at some point that they've never been.
I mean, it's been a challenging season. Return to the Premier League. There's been some bright moments. Marcus Edwards, second half equaliser to draw with defending champions. Oh, and slightly dodgy Liverpool at Anfield. 3 goals in 7 minutes to stun Crystal Palace. 3-2. And just last weekend, you're at Turf Moor. We talked about it. 3-0 down to Brentford. First 35 minutes. You thought I watch Burnley a lot, mostly because I care for this human being. This team have always had fight this season. They've always had fight. This game, so much fight. Brentford scored in the 93rd minute. You had an almost beautiful equaliser, 99th from Ashley Barnes, VAR'd off after an incredibly lengthy review. You posted this on Twitter. If it takes 10 minutes, it's not clear and obvious. By the way, I just want you to know how much I love you, Houston. And we are in America in 2026, is it? I've got no idea anymore. But like to clap VAR decisions with Americans is like, this is what I dreamt of when I moved here in 1994.
Love this crowd.
But
This crowd.
I love a co-owner that's willing to speak so publicly, JJ. I've got to be candid, but
I mean, I know I'm not the only one frustrated by this. I know I'm not, and there's similar things in the NFL, and they're trying to speed it up, and they're trying to find ways, but the whole point of this entire thing at the very beginning of it was for them to be able to clear up clear and obvious errors. It was not for us to be finding toenails that are offside by 3 centimeters. It was not for us to be trying to decide with a microscope, is this off his hand or is this off his hip? It was for clear and obvious. So in my personal opinion, if you turn on that tape and it's not clear in 60 seconds, leave the on-field decision as it stands.
by the way, the NFL commentating was just the beginning. The Premier League commentating era for JJ Watt is going to be amazing. NBC Peacock, make it happen.
I'm taking Gary Neville straight out of his spot. You know, no biggie.
Last year, you went next level. You invested in Espanyol, the Parakeets, baby, in Spain's La Liga. I've got to say, I loved watching you, an NFL legend, go over there in person. You drank the pints. You sang with the supporters. I watched it. I was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
They were singing the song so loud, and it wasn't clear to me if JJ knew what he was singing or not. So we just drained the pint until they finished the song, which was like genius.
I'm still learning the Spanish. I have to be careful when I take photos with signs because I don't know what they're saying. You know, could be talking crap right at me. You know, like look at this idiot.
Still learning the Spanish, like Trent Alexander-Arnold. But in my lifetime, when I moved here, football was so, like, Americans were, like, phobic about football. You have all moved in this beautiful, beautiful Rice Opera Theatre tonight to such a football-loving nation. A World Cup is coming to these shores.
Yeah.
It's going to be millions of young NFL fans who are going to watch football for the first time. You're now an NFL broadcaster. What's your message to them about what they can be poised to experience through football, through soccer, and its true joy, JJ?
I think that the respect for the world's game and a game that has been around for so long and is loved by so many is something that only continues to grow on this audience here and will continue to understand and see why so many love it and come around to it in obviously the way that I have. I think there's no doubt that there's still going to be some issues with the flopping. The simulation is a problem. Even as an owner, I understand that there's tactical reasons for why you do it and how it works, whether it's try to get a foul or whether it's try to waste some time. I understand it all. Still don't like it, but I understand it. Me and Vince and company and I have talked about this quite a bit. Vince is awesome. He's truly one of the best in terms of him and I speaking about the sport. But we've talked about this, and it's just like learning the insiders from a veteran of the NFL and some of the tips and tricks that you learn. Like, He'd be like, "Hey, you see that guy tying his shoe over there? His shoe wasn't actually untied. Like, he needed a couple seconds." So I'm like, "Oh, all right." And then, like, penalty shootouts, and James Trafford notoriously saved 2 penalties in the last 10 minutes of a match for us to save the match. And it was some of the, we got kids in here, I don't know. It was some of the best housery I have ever seen in my life. It was, I mean, the guy drank his water bottle 17 times. He put his gloves on and off. It was like a 15-minute penalty that this guy had to take, and by the time, you could see the guy's brain was in a pretzel by the time he stepped up to take it. But like, I love that little stuff. But that was a way roundabout way to get to saying that I think the flopping is the thing that people, NFL fans, have a problem with. If we can get past that, and you can just see the beauty of the game and see just the flowing and the tactics and what's happening, it really is a joy to watch.
What JJ just said, young Americans, the flopping we know is a problem, but stay for the shithousery. Because it's football's version of like, hate, love. Yeah. Love will win out. Shithousery will win out too, and you will be all the better for it in life in every regard. I mean, the World Cup is coming, not just to the United States, it's coming to Houston, Texas, which I've mentioned once or twice. We're now 99 days out, host 7 games. You once said this is amazing. I go back and I look at Michael Jordan and what made him great. I look at what made Beyonce great. I look at Jay-Z and how he became great. So you're an expert in this. When you look at this singular city at Houston, in your mind, what does it have that makes it great that the world is going to savor this summer?
Food.
Go deeper.
No, but truthfully, we have great food. I mean, I've always said I believe Houston's one of the most underrated food cities in the world. So I think people that come here are going to get fatter, is certainly partially. You're going to have some breakfast tacos and kolaches in the morning, start your day off right. You're obviously going to get what?
Where are we going for these?
Well, now you're going to start some wars.
Yeah, they said to me, you've got to go deeper. And I was like, I can't go deeper. Do you know who you've got on the show? I'm
a big Island Grill fan. So Island Grill breakfast tacos are my go-to breakfast taco. I also am partial to Papa's Barbecue. They have some jalapeno sausage breakfast tacos that are phenomenal. I had to get those every Saturday as a rookie for my defensive line. I had to get Shipley's Donuts and Papa's breakfast tacos. Oh yeah. Yeah, this show's gonna run long. If you're checking your watch, I'm on Food Talk now, so we're gonna be here a while.
I love this.
Kolaches, I mean, you obviously have Kolache Factory. Get yourself some rancheros there. I've also come to love, I didn't even know I was going to love this, but tamales. I mean,
By the way, I love you, Houston. You clap the word tamale.
I've never purchased a tamale in my life. They just show up. Truthfully, like, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. When I was playing here,
like
dude, our athletic trainer, no, they don't show up in your mouth. They show up in a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag, just 20 of them in a Ziploc bag. And then I'll have like 3 Ziploc bags in my locker. And I'll be like, Roland, thank you. And it was my trainer, Roland, just every winter, his grandma makes tamales, and they end up in my locker. And I was like, this is the greatest.
German fans listening are like, Roland's grandma's tamales.
Oh,
check.
So unbelievable. So anyways, that's breakfast. You're obviously going to get some barbecue for lunch. I mean, I grew up on Killen's here. Killen's barbecue is what I had.
You could do better.
You're going to get Tex-Mex. There's no question. You can make your arguments, Ninfas or El Tiempo. I like both very much. I started out an El Tiempo guy. The margaritas do help. I mean, I'm not going to lie. And then you have some other great spots. I mean, this is the first place I've ever started trying sushi. I'd only had grocery store sushi in Wisconsin, so that wasn't good. Was introduced to sushi here, Kata Robata and Katami. Have my heart forever. Oh my God, I'm hungry as hell. Tiny's Milk and Cookies. I don't know if you're, yeah, everybody knows. Go get yourself some cookies. I've recently been heavy on Dish Society. Big old fan of Dish Society. I don't know if we got any fans. Put you on it. Next place I have to go, I haven't gone yet. State of Grace. I've heard State of Grace is very good. And then, of course, if you're looking for a just delicious, not the healthiest, but you want something great, you wake up and you get yourself over to the Breakfast Club and you get yourself some chicken and waffles. And I mean, this place, you could go on forever.
Where are you on Buc-ee's?
On Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
I wish there were some in the city because they're awesome. I don't get to go to them because they're all outside, way outside the loop. They're too far away, and unfortunately, I'm not on too many road trips.
I just spoke to Hakeem about like winning titles. Like Hakeem was like, "Yeah, I won titles." I was like, being MVP of the finals. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, Buc-ee's. Oh my God, Hakeem like sat up straight, lost his crap. I'm like, German fans, Kazakhstan fans, Cape Verde fans, Portuguese fans, get thee to Buc-ee's.
If we could get the people that run Buc-ee's and HEB to take care of everything in the world, I think we'd be doing pretty good. I mean, and I'm not even mentioning. First of all, let's just talk about HEB. Just clean, efficient, very nice people, always well stocked. And then you just, why not just buy everything HEB branded? Because apparently they also know how to make everything better than everybody else. And then, on top of it all, I haven't even mentioned that the guy, Howard Butt himself, donated $5 million to the Hurricane Harvey Fund and wouldn't let me thank him. He's truly one of the best men ever. He donated $5 million to the Hurricane Harvey Fund, and I said, can I get his number? Can I see him? Can I call him? Can I go and thank him personally? And they said he doesn't want any thanks. He just wants the support. So if you want to know where I shop, that's where I shop.
You can thank him now.
Yeah, I've said it many times. I wrote a letter. I hope they gave it to him. But I got to talk to all the employees and everybody, but he did not want any thanks or praise. But they run one hell of a grocery store, Raj.
By the way,
their tortillas, top notch.
This ending, I want you to know.
Sweet and lime. I don't know if you ever had a can of sweet and lime. I don't know if you know what that is. It's great. 0 calories. I don't know. It's delicious. I'm going to have one tonight when I get home.
I want to be clear. I've understood about as much of the last 5 minutes of this conversation as JJ Watt does when he goes to Espanol.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah. They have their own prime rib seasoning. If you're making a prime rib, you get the HEB branded prime rib seasoning. You sprinkle that on there. It's great. I mean, they just do a good job. And then Buc-ee's, I mean, they might as well be its own store, its own city. Might as well have its own zip code.
So why stop there?
Whataburger, great. Dipped a little. We need it to come back a little bit. We need a little bit of a comeback, but when you have a honey butter chicken biscuit on your menu, you've always got a chance. You get yourself a couple taquitos and a honey butter chicken biscuit, and maybe whatever that patty melt on the Texas toast is, now you got yourself a meal.
Guys, turn my mic off. This is, by the way, there's filibusters in Congress that go less time than this. But by the way, this is 100 times more interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, keep going. JJ Watt.
Yep.
Keep going.
I'll keep going.
Keep going.
All right.
Keep going.
So Papa Dough. Big fan of Papa Dough. You get yourself some snapper, maybe some oysters Rockefeller. There's this place, I don't know if this is even a legit place or not. I don't know if this is good or not, but this is the place that I ate when I first moved here to Pearland. It was called Gringo's. Yeah, this guy knows right here. Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about, that free ice cream machine that they had. Yeah. There's no way they still have that. There's no way. They had a free ice cream machine. So you go, shut the heck up. How are they still in business? I don't understand. McDonald's can't keep their ice cream machine running. This place keeps it running and free.
I was going to say, in 24 hours, this place will be out of business.
It's unbelievable.
Get on Pulley Market now, guys, and put a bet on. Keep going, JJ.
Their jalapeno sausage, phenomenal. The free ice cream at the end, cookie on top. Love it.
I'm starting a new series on YouTube called JJ Watt Reads the Yellow Pages.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you're going fancy, obviously Del Frisco's is always strong. Get yourself a little VIP there. The calamari, fantastic. Crawfish? Did I hear crawfish?
Guys,
I got a controversial take on crawfish. You're not going to like it. It's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And then they try and tell you to suck the head, and I'm going to be honest, didn't do a lot for me.
Well, sucking the head.
Look at this, and the amount of crawfish that you have to break and eat and break and eat. When they lay out, I mean, this is a small table for a crawfish table. When they dump it all out, I have to have my own 9-foot table, and nobody has the time to be breaking that many crawfish open and sucking the head on every one for that little bit of juice. No. Delicious. Love the seasoning. I'm over here crushing the corn and the potatoes while everybody else is doing the crawfish.
JJ.
What else? What have I missed?
On the 3rd floor of this theatre tonight, we got big crawfish lobby who are recoiling in their seats right now.
It's good. The crawfish is good.
There was a request from over in the left.
I've eaten oxtail down here. I never had oxtail before.
What about, oh my God, people are losing them. What about burgers, somebody shouted?
Ooh, okay. Killen's Burgers, very good. Obviously, very good. Papa's Burgers, very good burger. Trill Burger, y'all had Trill Burgers? I mean, come on now. Trill Burger's unfair. They put something in there that can't be legal. And I've talked to Bun about this, Bun B. It's like crack, okay? He gave me one of those burgers when I came back for the Ring of Honor for the Texans. They put Trill Burgers in our suite, and there were 6, and there were 12 people in the suite.
There's a very large Ring of Honor about 2 hours later.
I had 4 of them, so everybody else had to fight over 2 burgers. Trill Burgers, very good. Langford Grocery is a good burger. Yeah. We got a cultured crowd in here, Raj. These people know what they're talking about.
I know. They also, by the way,
burger joint.
They also know
burger bus. Bernie's Burger Bus.
They also know you're on. By the way, everyone you're saying, I want you to know if you're watching this at home or you're watching this on television later, everyone that JJ is shouting out, there are like a couple of hundred people here tonight pointing at him as if he's just like made an incredible State of the Nation point.
Yeah.
They're like, Burger Bus, like, yeah!
Yeah. Oh.
It's amazing. It really is. And by the way, if you're watching at home, we're only at lunch. Keep going, JJ.
Oh, no. I love it. No, this is a good place, man. It's a good place. I was a big Beck's Prime fan, but they just closed one. They just closed the Beck's Prime. That hurt me. That hurt my soul because I ate there when I thought it was the fanciest, nicest place ever because I think you could get a steak. Oh, man, guys.
Guys, can I just quickly say, to Houston.
To Houston, yeah.
You guys are amazing. I want you to know, he's done this effortlessly with no prep. And I do know everybody sitting here tonight, I'm going to come and be with you in just one moment. All of you have your own lists, your own joy. It's what anchors you to this place, this city. Everybody I've met tonight, when I talked to them backstage, what draws you to this city? Very quickly, it was the cuisine. You guys have your life list. It is incredibly deep. It is incredibly blessed. You guys there's a joy in your city. And I want you to know, I don't know who's going to win the World Cup. I think maybe Saudi Arabia. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? That guy's wearing a Liverpool shirt. He knows nothing about football. Guy, let me tell you about football history. It'll be Qatar or Saudi Arabia, one or the other. But I think Houston is going to be the winner of this World Cup in every regard. I think the world is going to come here to your city.
There's one thing I do notice about that and thing that I've always noticed about Houston is I mentioned a ton of different places. Some only have one location, some have many locations, but everybody in here knew what I was talking about. This is the biggest small city in the world. in the way that everybody knows everybody knows everything. We may have to drive an hour and a half to get across town, but we all know each other and know what each other likes and love each other. It's a great place. And so that was a really cool little exercise there.
World needs more love. I love that, by the way, the biggest small city in every regard. JJ, this is my last question for you.
Who knows how long it could go? You know?
I don't know. By the way, I've got
about
to tell you,
food?
this elastic sense
Yeah.
of time. We all have a
Question.
short amount of time on this planet. I could listen to you forever. I adore it. I want to take you to Liverpool. I want you to leave Liverpool naming places, my city, like I now love yours. But we've got to be serious. The world isn't...
I mean, if we want to talk food, we're not going to spend too long talking about over there. I mean, we got some staples. Let's be honest. But I mean, once you start getting past fish and chips and sticky toffee pudding, we're on thin ice, Raj. We got a steak and ale pie. That's very good.
Very good.
Fish and chips, very good. Sticky toffee pudding, very good.
Yeah.
Then what?
What else is that? JJ, what else?
Then what?
What else?
Yorkshire pudding? What is that? What is that? What is that?
It's 70% air.
Air.
It's important.
air.
It
You're
is
eating
air.
air.
I will just say, try and live without 70% of Yorkshire pudding
Mushy
in life,
peas?
and you're effed.
Mushy peas?
Yeah.
Listen to the name of that.
I know, but mushy peas is a euphemism for depression. I'm going to be candid. I'm not going to lie. Never liked them. Yeah, the cuisine is not great, but I'm American now, baby. I've got to be candid. So I do ride with you in every regard. But by the way, it would just be hilarious to walk around Liverpool with you, JJ.
I wouldn't understand them. That Scouse accent is thick.
It's thick.
Jamie, when I got on the phone with Jamie Carragher, it's like, all right, slow it down. I can't catch every word. I'm just trying to catch context. Like what roundabout way are you saying? What are you saying?
He was saying Pinkertons. Pinkertons. It's a very good barbecue place.
Good barbecue.
I love you. You've segued me from the world being a world of challenge, which is hard for me to do after you've just taken me to Pinkertons. But I did. I finished my book by saying that rather than becoming irrelevant, football and the World Cup. I love you. You're on.
Fact-checking
I think you're on page 326, JJ.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, 325 and then nothing. So.
It says JJ. It says don't have him up as a guest because he'll name 78 for Houston restaurant. Look, what I'm saying is we always think football is like the most important, least important thing. I think it's become actually one of the most important things ever because the feelings we experience watching it together are all the more powerful because of their emotional weight, their electric global connection. All of those things are more and more. I mean, they're rarer and rarer in our world right now. They're more and more precious. So, JJ, the World Cup's coming here. What is your greatest wish for this World Cup in the United States in 2026?
America to win. Come on. Home soil? Can you imagine if we brought football home before you? Could you imagine?
JJ, I'm more American than...
I know. You
Ken
actually
Powers,
are. You're more American than a lot of people. You have embraced hook, line, and sinker. I respect that very much. You're a Bears fan, so you had a good season. I'm happy for you for that because it's been a rough one for a while. Did you enjoy it at least?
You know what? The funny thing about the Bears thing, I was on like a lot of television, Chicago. It was fun to watch the Bears, fun to watch them for the first time since 1985, 88. Even when we did well, we were never that fun.
Yeah.
This was joyful.
It was.
And I was there for the Rams game, and it was fun even in defeat. And thousands of Bears fans left. I took my kids so they could glimpse it. And the defeat was a joyous defeat. I'd not experienced that in a long time. The thing I loved about it, we walked out the stadium and someone shouted, sorry, there's children here. They shouted, F the Packers. By the way, the Packers had not just beaten us, the Rams had. But like immediately we redirected, we're like, F the Packers. Thousands of people sang that on the way home through like a -20 night in Chicago, and it felt delirious. That's what life and sports is about. But you're talking about the US winning. What would that feel like?
it would be incredible. I mean, it would be on home soil to be able to pull that off. Obviously, knowing that it's a tall task in hand, but I think that this sport is only continuing to grow here. I think that there's no question that there is so much competition in this country for that best athletes between all the different sports. Whether it's, you look at some of the, you always look at LeBron and you're like, what if he had played football? You look at some football players and you say, what if they had played
Quinn
different
Hughes.
sports? So it's, I think it'll only continue to grow as we get better and better. Poch is an Espanol guy, by the way, so full faith in him there. But I would love nothing more than to see them succeed and be great. We just got to witness in the Winter Olympics what it's like when the whole country comes together for Team USA, and it would be spectacular to watch the U.S. team this summer make a deep run so that we could all get behind them in the same way.
From your mouth to God's ear, right? By the way, Kealia played for the US women. If the US men were half as good as the US women, I would bite your arm off right now.
They're a guarantee. Yeah.
I want to do a couple of quick things. You are a remarkable human being. I do want to thank you for the joy you bring the world, your curiosity, your discovery, your honesty, your desire, your demand to be better yourself constantly is bloody inspiring. Before you leave, I want you to join me on the front of the stage up. Houston.
Can I read a page from my favorite book first before I leave? I'd like to read just a quick passage from one of my favorite books. I've read this book many, many times throughout my life. I grew up on this book, actually. I grew up.
Religions have been.
My dad read this to me when I was a little boy, and it's how I came to love the World Cup. Because we are the World Cup. I don't know if you're aware. Now this is actually a serious part. I raised my beer and toasted my son with the silent wish that as fans, we should find a way to savor each and every minute of football and life, and never waste a single opportunity for memory making together. I think that's beautiful. I think it's real. And I appreciate you for bringing that to us.
JJ Watt.
Thank you.
I mean, what a human being, what a city you are. I do want to say, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone that's been on the stage tonight. JJ, Shane, the Houston Dash Stars, Yazmeen and Jane, Hakeem. But I want to thank Bank of America for presenting the show. They are the banker of US soccer, the bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026. I do want to say we do not take for granted riding with them. They have changed everything that we're able to do. We're able to be with you tonight because of them. They're powering so much of what is great about football in our nation in this biggest year in American football history. Thank you for what you do to grow the game in Houston and around the United States. I'm going to come and sign books with you any second now for the incredible team at Blue Willow. I'm going to jump right over there. Support your indie bookstores, America, in every way you can. I do want to thank last and least. Did I say last and least? I'm shattered, sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God, my wife would kill me. Well, I want to thank last and most, Houston, you in the audience. I want to say, I love your city with every regard. I said earlier, I can't wait to see the German fans ride with their single saxophonists, thousands of them marching down I-10 with him on their shoulders to the games. I can't wait for them to be in your restaurants, to revel in your welcome. It is like no other I've embraced in this nation. And I wish this on all of you. It's the end of my book. I write that when the whistle goes and the ball is kicked, may you all experience that sense of anticipation, of hope and possibility, the feelings of being alive, of your heartbeat syncing with the rest of the world, watching transcendence. These are pure moments that can drive out darkness and let in light. The world needs more light. This is Rog saying let's not take a second of watching football together for granted. Big love, Houston. Courage!